Good evening and welcome to the Nightly News, brought to you by St. Rose Television at the College of St. Rose. Today is February 4th, 2019. I'm David Meister.
Now, I'm Aileen Burke. Before we get started, a special breaking news announcement. There's been a carbon monoxide leak at the Pequot Arts Center, resulting in the arrival of both paramedics and the Albany Fire Department. Due to this development, classes have been canceled for the rest of the day. Further updates will be provided by the college as they become available. Now, let's get into tonight's news. This week, we will be talking about the dedication of Studio G3, the college's Profiles in Adversity, Sabor Latino's Glow-in-the-Dark Zumba, the Happiness Support Project, the Vocal Angels' upcoming speed dating event, St. Rose Sports, and some popular movies.
The dedication of Studio G3 will take place this Thursday, February 7th at 4 p.m. The program will include student and faculty performances of original music in the renovated space, with a reception to follow. All the updates to the venue were made possible through the generosity of George R. Hurst III and the Little Red Schoolhouse Fund of the Community Foundation of the Greater Capital Region.
The first session of Profiles in Adversity took place this past Thursday in Alberta's 208. This safe space group uses the act of storytelling to share personal moments of adversity, past or present, in their own lives with others. The group meets every other Thursday and is led by Anthony Barker, a faculty member at the college.
Sabor Latino held their first event of the spring semester this past week in Midnight Eats with glow-in-the-dark Zumba. Although this was the first event of its nature for Sabor Latino, their president, Liana Morales, states that the group plans on presenting future sessions for the campus community after their Independencia celebration later this month.
At 4 p.m. on Wednesday, February 6th, the Happiness Support Project will hold its first session in the basement of the Hubbard Interfaith Sanctuary. The goal of the project is to start a dialogue on how students can increase happiness in their own lives, and a different topic will be discussed weekly. Contact Joan Horgan with any questions.
Angels have started selling tickets for their annual speed dating event to be held in Midnight Eats on February 16th from 7 to 9:30. Tickets cost $5 in advance, but they will be $7 at the door. The event is currently open to both students at the College of St. Rose as well as the University of Albany. The group is looking forward to making this a campus tradition.
Now let's go to SRTV's meteorologist Alan Hills to tell us what to expect for weather the rest of the week.
Thank you, Aileen. So the groundhog, Punxsutawney Phil, didn't see a shadow 2 days ago, and we have this week's weather to prove it. Monday, it's going to be, sorry, give me a second here. Monday, it's going to be only 58 degrees with a low of 39. Incredibly warm, I know. Tuesday, it's going to be 51 degrees with a low of 24. It's going to be a little cold, so I definitely stay indoors. Wednesday, it's going to go back down to the 40s at 40 degrees exactly. And then on Thursday, we go up to 44 degrees with a low of 40. Friday, we're going to be at 47 degrees with a low of 19. Saturday, it's going to be 26 degrees. And Sunday, it's going to be 34 degrees with a low of 15. So it's a mixture of warm and cold this week, mostly warm, but still, it'll be an enjoyable week all the same. And that's it for weather this week. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Alan. Let's get into this week in sports. The St. Rose women's basketball team was back in action last Wednesday against the St. Anselm Hawks, but lost 67-56. Senior Ashley Vanderwall led the offense on the day with 17 points. Sophomore Nina Fadulo had a great all-around performance, recording a double-double with 12 points and 10 rebounds. They looked to bounce back on Saturday against the Merrimack Warriors for senior day, but could not come away with the victory, falling 72-65. Vanderwall rose to the occasion with 16 points, and the team has 6 seniors who will graduate this year. They are Vanderwall, Carissa Birthright, Courtney Klazen, Issa Vera De Rey, Zoe McDonald, and Nikki Soidos. The 2 losses set the team back to 11-10 with 6 games remaining on their schedule, and they will be back in action on Saturday on the road against the Southern Connecticut State Owls. Switching gears to men's basketball, the team was looking to string together victories last Wednesday against St. Anselm and came close but could not pull ahead, losing 92-82. With 6:45 left in the second half, junior Michael Wern nailed one from three-point land to make the score 72-71, but the Hawks went on a 9-0 run and pulled away to take the win. Wern led all St. Rose scoring with 17 points. They looked ahead to Saturday's contest against Merrimack, but lost another close one, 71-61. A pair of Matt Cerruti free throws with 7:22 remaining in the game put St. Rose within 2, but the Warriors scored 7 unanswered, and the Golden Knights couldn't overtake them to come back and win. Cerruti had 22 points on the afternoon to power the St. Rose offense. Their 2 losses put their record at 8-13, and they will look to snap their losing streak on Saturday on the road against Southern Connecticut State, and that's all for sports this week. And do you enjoy movies? Not sure what to watch? Take a look at this episode from SRTV's movie reviewer Alan Hills as he discusses Bird Box.
Wow, that was a close one. Hi, I'm Alan Hills, and welcome to the College of St. Rose's movie review show, A Night at the Movies, brought to you by the campus production club, St. Rose Television. Let's cut to the chase. For the past month, the new Netflix original film, Bird Box, has become a huge pop culture phenomenon. The film has been repeatedly viewed by over 80 million households and has dominated social media with a large variety of memes. There was also the Bird Box Challenge, a competition for gamers to play their video games blindfolded, which soon led to people doing everyday tasks blindfolded. While this pop culture phenomenon definitely has its pros and cons, this film is a fairly noteworthy accomplishment. Bird Box has a post-apocalyptic story that is both horrifying and hard to buy. When people leave indoors and come into contact with the evil fictional creatures, they almost instantly kill themselves. Those parts were the true horrors of the film, as opposed to the horror elements themselves. Those feel way too familiar a lot of the time. Bird Box has been heavily compared to John Krasinski's masterpiece, A Quiet Place, which was obviously better. In that movie, you have to be quiet to stay alive and not get killed by creatures, which was ultimately more terrifying. In Bird Box, they have to stay alive by keeping their eyes blindfolded to stay protected from the creatures that audiences can't even see. On a more personal note, this film was also very similar to the 2013 horror film, The Woman in Black. The horror of that film was the ghost of a woman who leads children to their deaths depending on where they are, as revenge for losing her child in an accident when she was alive. People of all ages kill themselves in Bird Box, but The Woman in Black still offered a more disturbing alternative. Therefore, the horror elements of Bird Box are incomplete and underinterpreted. However, Bird Box is a well-done film in every other regard. Sandra Bullock's acting is amazing, as it always is. Also featured are some daring performances from John Malkovich and Tom Hollander. Plus, this movie is directed by a very talented director named Suzanne Bier, who directed all 6 episodes of the acclaimed and incredibly elegant BBC spy miniseries, The Night Manager. Bier brings the same kind of sophisticated style to Bird Box. The cinematography has a very unstylized everyday feel, as opposed to a convoluted Hollywood blockbuster with unrealistic visuals. So while this movie is definitely imperfect, it has enough drama and suspense to keep a viewer interested. So if you have Netflix, which I'm sure you do, please be sure to stream Bird Box and see why it's become such a huge hit. And that's all the time we have. I'm Alan Hills, and this has been A Night at the Movies. Thank you for watching. See you next week.
That's all we have for the nightly news this week. Thanks for watching. I'm Aileen Burke.
I'm David Meister.
And I'm Alan Hills.
For more nightly news, be sure to take a look at the Chronicle, both in print and online.
Have a great night, everybody.